Turning now to the cleanup there in Boyle Heights. It's been 43 days since that building caught fire. It's been followed and plagued by poor air quality, the foul smell of rotting meat, rodents, and now a fly infestation.
Of course, this crisis has become a political talking point in the race for L.A. mayor. The election now less than 4 months away.
NBC4's Conan Nolan joins us to talk about the campaigns, how they're addressing the cleanup. Conan, it seems that one side really stands to gain by staying out of this altogether.
You know, there are real advantages to being an incumbent in any race for office. This is one of those cases where there's a real disadvantage. To your point, Nithya Raman is looking at what has happened here. She's been very, I think, careful not to become part of the story. You've noticed that in her race against Karen Bass, and the controversy around what's happened at Boyle Heights, she hasn't had a news conference. She hasn't walked around with cameras. She's given various interviews. She gave us one, her first, to talk about concerns she has over the response, the conversation she's had privately with people in the community. But right now, this is all about Karen Bass. You know, Karen Bass, the mayor, she did not start the fire. She did not okay the warehouse. She didn't install the solar panels. But she's responsible for the response. And she's admitted problems. She's apologized for miscommunication or this amorphous direction that came out of the air quality after the start of the fire. And it's a fire that does not quit. This is, I mean, the fire itself has been extinguished, but the crisis, I've been down there, and the stench is awful. And so it continues. And that's part of the problem that the mayor has, is that not only is this something that doesn't end, but it also reminds people of the Palisades fire, which is the crux of the whole reason she's in a campaign, quite frankly. So this, if you look at anything like this in the prism of the election coming up, it's not good for the incumbent.
And it's tough, too, because she's been out there as recently as yesterday saying that she's not going to okay for Lineage to rebuild. But does she even have that power?
You know, well, first of all, she needs to say something to that effect. Yeah. And whether or not it plays out in that regard, because we're talking about the city and the county. That's right. Also part of the problem. The mayor has no control over that, but there are so many people in the community who want help from the city that they can't provide because they're in East L.A. It's right on the border on Indiana. And so clearly the messaging has to be better. She knows that. She apologized at a community meeting a couple of weeks ago where they were booing her and the city councilwoman and the supervisor. A lot of people are still upset. And although it's just Boyle Heights, it's being viewed throughout the city. And remember, when this fire started, everybody was breathing it. So this is one of those occasions where it just doesn't bode well for her. And Nithya Raman is being, I think, very careful not to become part of the story and let the attacks from community continue against the mayor, where she's just trying to hold back and perhaps use it as an element in the campaign.
We're only 4 months out.
Yeah.
Conan.